Good evening and welcome back to Mindful Model Makers Workshop. Now we've changed the gauge of this Loco from a 16 now to a 45. I did have a problem with it, and I found out the hard way that on the underside of this, what you got to do, the brass bit actually goes against the chassis, and then you got the gasket, because in the gasket it's got the kind of ways where it moves the steam from the front to the back, and I'd put the gasket on first, then the brass bit, but that's wrong, because then it blocks the steam from going through. So hopefully now I've filled it with water, I've put gas in the tank, so now hopefully we'll have a look at what is going to happen. So I've disconnected the con rod at the moment, the connecting rod, so it's just going to drive the front wheels, but it's not going to matter. If it's going to go, it's going to go. So next obviously is to fire her up, so let's see what happens this time, because it was disappointing, no instructions, that perhaps I should have known. I don't know really. I just thought that the way I had it was right, but obviously it wasn't. So I've told you, and so now if you do this yourself, you will know. So there we are. She's a light. Always get that nice reassuring as it lights, and the condensation immediately building. So the regulator's closed and the reverser is in mid-gear. So hopefully now it will work. I mean, it worked beautiful when it was 16, when I put those nice wheels on. I've gone back to these Mizak type wheels, but I think it might run better this time. So hopefully it's all nice and loose now. So I think I've got it right, hopefully. So we'll see in a few minutes. Turn the gas right up. Yeah, it's getting lovely and warm, which is alright on a night like this, as it's quite cold. I'm out in the garage, which is my new workshop, and it's not very warm, but it's okay. I think the hobby tends to keep you warm on a cold night like this. So there we are. I'm just waffling away while we're trying to build up a bit of steam, so hopefully, and then once we've got this done, I can get back on. I did do a bit of the signal box, which is another one I'm doing. I'm using a Fomex to make one of the first buildings for the above ground garden railway that I'm building. It's basically a waist high railway. Yeah, she's getting quite hot now. Yeah, it don't take long. I mean, these gas conversions, this is made by a company called Bix, B-I-X. They advertise on eBay, and they do gas conversions for these MSS locos and for the Mammoth locos. Not cheap. I think it's around about the £90 mark, but it's there, it's easy to fit, got a beautiful ceramic burner, it's all safe, it's all well made, so I think it's worth the money. But it's, to my mind, it's definitely better than those tablets that you get initially with them, because the thing is with those tablets, but they get the Loco hot, there's nothing wrong with that, but by the time you get it ready to run, they're on their way down and not on their way up, whereas you really need something that's going to maintain the heat until the water gets to a certain level and everything else. And of course this tank should theoretically go with the amount of water. I never put that fully to the test, but I've never had a thing. The other thing is I have got a silver solder boiler. If you go onto the MSS website, you will see them on there. They're about 60 odd pound for a silver solder boiler, and I think if you're going to run at higher pressure, you're going to run it on an actual garden railway, I would strongly advise to go up to the silver solder boiler, because with the soft, if for argument's sake the water started getting low and the heat's still there, the solder could melt and the ends of the boiler literally just pop off, which is probably what would happen. The thing is, with a boiler, people worry about it exploding, but if it starts leaking, you're never really going to get a boiler blow up if it starts just leaking, because the pressure's coming out all the time. And the best thing to do, if you see anything happen, just turn the gas off, because it's not going to get any hotter. The minute you turn the gas off, it's not going to get hotter. So we've got a bit of heat there. We can just have a look, see if there's anything beginning to bubble on the safety valve there. Just tap it down very gently. Yeah, you can see things are beginning to happen. A little bit of smoke appearing on the chimney at the moment. So hopefully she's starting to get up a bit of steam on the safety valve. I'm going to move the light out of the way so we don't blow that. I'll put it into gear, and now nothing's happening there yet. Shut that for a minute. I'm very surprised nothing's happening, but it's not. Shut that bit off. Just going to blow this off even more here. It's got water coming through the piston now, which was in there before. I don't quite know why this is happening. I don't know quite what's happening here. Aha! Something's beginning to happen. Shut that for a minute. Well, we had some movement then. I just think we need to build up more pressure. It's weird because it ran a lot better than this before I modified it. I mean, absolutely beautiful. I want to run it on the 45mm track, but at the moment it's not playing the game. I don't know why. We're not really getting hot enough, or we're not really building up. So that's burning lovely in there. At last, success. Let's try and slow her down a bit, yeah. Right, so there we are. We have got it running. So we know what we did wrong. So the brass bit goes against the chassis. Then the actual gasket goes between that and the cylinder. I won't spray that in there because I think that might be flammable. Shut this off for a minute and build up the steam again. And we'll run the other way. So it does run. Have a look underneath. Might need running in a bit, but yeah, it definitely is working now. It definitely isn't running as good as it was though. So I'm not quite sure at the moment what the problem is. Don't know whether it's because it's just cold. Let's just let her build up a bit more. But she used to run quite a bit before. Going to blow any minute. Open that there. Open a bit of regulator. Seems to be going a bit better now. It ran a lot better when I had it at 16mm, I must admit. So whether this does anything to it, whether the cylinders want upgrading, I don't know. I can't do much else with this. I mean, I've upgraded the safety valve. Well, put it this way, it is running, which is good. So I will have a check around. I've got another 2 screws to put in, so it might not be seated 100% square, but I don't think we're losing steam around that area. So shut that back up. But before it just ran and ran and ran and ran with a bit more urgency than this at the moment. But yeah. But perhaps spacing it out, you lose a bit of pressure off the steam, I don't know. But anyway, it is running, so that's a vast improvement to what we did have before. I might try and actually contact somebody from MSS or one of the garden railway companies that sell these and the Mammoth. I mean, I know the cylinders that as the actual shop built cylinders are not the best, and the improved cylinders are better, so I might try and find out about fitting better cylinders. Means to be a bit of steam leaking around on there, so I don't know whether something's not right. I'm not 100% with this yet, but I will carry on and explore more. I mean, there's a lot of play on them bearings on them wheels. I mean, you need a bit, obviously. I mean, they spin pretty well. I mean, obviously this is not, because it's governed by that. I just took the back wheels off with the connecting rod at the moment, because I just don't think it needed that to start with. Seems to run a little bit better, but I've had this going round one of the tracks that I belong to. I've had this running round, you know, a couple of circuits with a wagon on at 16mm. I don't think it's going to do it here, but whether it's because by blocking it out like that it has put the steam down, you know, lost a bit more steam, I'm not sure. I mean, we're working on quite a higher pressure here, I reckon. Better if you put her into gear. But it does work. And I can't see it running for long on the track. Because it's not keeping up enough steam. So anyway, at least you're seeing it firsthand that I don't think that I've done anything wrong. I did to start with, but I don't think I have now. But I think because I've expanded that, it's losing. I mean, it may be losing because I haven't got all 4 screws in, and there may just be, but of course the gasket is supposed to take that up. But I will put the other 2 screws in and try again to see if there's any improvement, and if there is I'll let you know. But I'm going to get on to the shop where I bought it from, just to see, you know, I know what I did wrong now, and I've rectified that. She's blowing off nicely there again, so I'll put her back into gear. You know, it's running now the minute I turn the regulator on. So it might be running in, I can't see how or why, but it's got that sudden burst, whereas before it would just run for ages. I mean, there are some early videos on this channel, if you want to go back and see, they just keep running and running and running. But that's not happening at the moment. So yeah, so I'm going to find out really what I might need to do to rectify that, and it might be to upgrade the cylinders. So anyway, it works. I don't know how much water I've got in the boiler left. I'm going to have a look. Yeah, she's getting right down the bottom now. So I'm going to turn the gas off like so. The gas off like there. I'm going to put her back into gear and just use the last bit of steam just to run her. And that was not a lot at all, was it? I think we're losing more than we're using, so it's not not that efficient at the moment, so I'm going to find out what I have to do. It's very kind of loose on there as well, so yeah, not happy with that really, but I will persevere, and whatever gains I get I will let you know. But anyway, that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I will keep you posted as to what happened. We got it working, but I can't see that working for long, so I'm not very happy with the way that's gone, but I'll keep you up to date. Thank you very much, and bye for now.